from being doubted, to changing the way the game is played, from fragile ankles, to becoming the face of a dynasty. He was never supposed to make it this far, to skinny, to short. Too different, but now Stephen Curry is more than just a basketball player. He's a father, a business mogul, a cultural icon. And yes, the greatest shooter of all time. This is not just the story of his rise, it's the story of his fall. His controversies, his comeback, his empire, his legacy. Stephen Curry was born in Akron, Ohio, the same hospital as LeBron James, but his journey would follow a very different path. Raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, he grew up in the shadow of his father, Del Curry, an NBA sharpshooter known for his cool head and clean shot. While other kids were doing homework, Steph was doing layup drills in NBA arenas. He soaked it all in, the rhythm of the game, the feel of the ball, the lessons of hard work and humility. But none of that seemed to matter. He was too small, too skinny, too quiet. Recruiters overlooked him. Scouts wrote him off. The same kid who could hit 30-footers like free throws was being told he wasn't built for the big time. He dreamed of playing for Virginia Tech, the same school where his father made his name. They didn't want him. Neither did Duke or North Carolina or NC State. He had to settle for Davidson, but it wasn't a step down. It was a step into destiny. At Davidson, Steph Curry caught fire. Game after game, he lit up college arenas with impossible shots and fearless play. By the time Davidson reached the Elite Eight, he wasn't just a Cinderella story. He was a national headline, a star in the making. The same kid they said was too small had just become too dangerous to ignore. This was just the beginning. The real battle was still ahead. And it wouldn't be won in college gyms, it would be won on the biggest stage in the world. On June 25, 2009, Stephen Curry's NBA journey officially began, drafted by the Golden State Warriors. A team long forgotten by greatness, a city starved for a hero, but the beginning wasn't golden. Recurring ankle injuries, frustration, doubt? Even his own teammates weren't sure he belonged. Monta Ellis, the team star, once said, "We can't win with two small guards." The noise was loud, but Steph, he just got quieter and better. With a new backcourt partner, the silent assassin Klay Thompson, the Splash Brothers were born. And suddenly, Golden State had something it hadn't had in decades: hope. In 2014, a new voice arrived, Steve Kerr. He gave the Warriors a new identity: fast, fluid, fearless, and at the heart of it all was Curry. The 2014-15 season changed everything. 67 wins, League MVP, NBA champion. For the first time in 40 years, the Warriors were kings again, and Steph was their crown jewel. Then, he went nuclear. The 2015-16 season wasn't just dominance, it was history. The first ever unanimous MVP, 73 wins. A new definition of what was possible with a basketball. Curry didn't just win, he changed the game. 3 titles in for years. A dynasty built not on brute force, but on brilliance. Curry wasn't just a point guard. He was a revolution, packaged in humility, wrapped in range. For years, they said he couldn't do it without KD. In 2022, he silenced them all. Another ring, but this time, Finals MVP. A complete legacy, finally recognized. Stephen Curry didn't follow a path. He created one, and invited the world to shoot from anywhere. Just when the peak seemed permanent, the cracks came back. The same ankles that haunted his early years returned. He missed critical games, important playoff moments. And while the Warriors kept winning, questions returned too. Then came Kevin Durant. 2 unstoppable scorers, 1 court. 2 rings followed, but so did whispers. Did Steph need help? Was he still the heart of the team? Or just part of the system? In 2019, the dynasty collapsed. Durant left, Klay went down, and Steph was alone. Then came the fall. A broken hand, a broken team. The once mighty Warriors won just 15 games? and the media asked the unthinkable. But true greatness doesn't fade. It works, it rebuilds, it returns. In 2021, Steph reminded the world he wasn't finished scoring title. Historic nights, carrying a young Warriors team on his back. The legend only grew, more records, more respect, and a path back to the only thing that still eluded him. In 2022, Steph Curry achieved the final piece of the puzzle, a fourth championship, and at last, Finals MVP, no more asterisk. No more doubt, he didn't just return to form. He returned as a force, a father, a leader, a champion reborn. When your light shines bright, the shadows follow. No matter how humble you are, how clean your image seems. Fame has a price. When Kevin Durant joined the Warriors in 2016, a dynasty was born, but so was division. Critics didn't just attack KD. They questioned Curry. Was he still the guy? Or just a co-star on his own team? Even as they won back-to-back titles, fans debated, was Steph still that dude, or had the system carried him? And then came politics. In 2017, Steph publicly declined a White House visit after the Warriors' title, and the president responded with a tweet. It was a rare moment for Curry, standing not just as a player but as a voice. The gesture drew praise and fury, and even when Steph himself wasn't in the spotlight, his family was. In 2019, Aisha Curry's honest comments about insecurity drew a tidal wave of opinion, support, ridicule, memes. Once again, Steph stood firm behind his wife, behind his family. Through it all, Curry never snapped back, no clapping on social media. No angry interviews, just more work, more wins. More silence that spoke volumes. He was never loud. Never flashy, but even Steph Curry couldn't dodge criticism. Because when you stand tall, the world tries to knock you down. Welcome to Atherton, California, America's most expensive zip code. Home to tech billionaires, Silicon Valley legends. And one NBA superstar, tucked behind layers of forest and fortress-grade privacy, sits a $30 million sanctuary built not for the spotlight but for silence, the design. Clean, modern, intentional, a seamless blend of luxury and warmth to 7,500 square feet of space, but not a single inch wasted. Curry's garage is a fleet of speed and style. Each engine an extension of his game, precision, power, and polish. At the heart of the home, a gourmet kitchen built for both elegance and family, where meals are memories and privacy meets presence for film nights. A cinematic masterpiece for training days, his personal arena. Because greatness doesn't clock out. When the noise of the world gets too loud, this is where he escapes it. A wine cellar to wind down. And a meditation garden to refocus the mind. That changed basketball, surrounded by trees and silence and stillness. Curry's backyard feels less like a home and more like a resort, a place built for friends, for family, but mostly for peace. Every detail here is intentional, from the architecture to the tech. It's a smart home in the smartest neighborhood on earth. For the world, he's a superstar, but behind these gates, he's just Steph, a man who worked in silence and built his dream the same way he built his game, shot by shot, step by step. On the court, his shot is surgical. Off the court, every choice is just as precise, from for wheels to for engines. His collection isn't just fast, it's intentional. A Porsche for precision, a Tesla for silence, an Escalade for comfort, and a G-Wagon for dominance. When it's time to move, Curry doesn't wait in lines. The Gulfstream G200, his sky sanctuary, 12 seats, whisper quiet engines, custom interior. It's not just travel, it's time controlled. His wrists, timepieces, his feet, history, each sneaker, each watch, not just worn, curated. And when the grind pauses, he finds focus on the fairway. Because for Steph, even luxury has to be lived with balance. Stephen Curry doesn't flaunt his wealth. He refines it, in the curves of a Porsche, the hum of a jet engine. The silence of knowing, he earned it all. Beyond the courts and cameras lies the real Steph, a husband, a father, a son. Aisha Curry isn't just his wife, she's a force of her own. An actress, a chef, an entrepreneur, from best-selling cookbooks to her own kitchenware line. She's building her own empire, while holding down their home. Then there's the trio that stole the internet, Riley, Ryan, and Cannon. The Curry kids have grown up in the glow of the spotlight. But what they get at home is something brighter. Presence, his roots, legendary. Del Curry, a sniper in his day, passed down the shot and the mindset. Sonia. The discipline, the focus, the family values. Steph didn't just inherit their names, he honored them and the Currys. They're a dynasty of their own. His brother Seth, a deadly shooter in his own right. His sister Seidel, a former athlete turned wellness advocate. Family isn't just Steph's support system. It's his superpower behind every no-look pass. Every 30'3" is a man whose greatest wins aren't measured in points, they're measured in moments with the people he loves most. Success isn't real if you're not lifting others. For Steph, greatness means giving back, not just with his wallet, but with his heart. In 2019, Steph and Aisha launched the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, a mission to transform the lives of underserved kids in Oakland and beyond. Nutrition, literacy, and active play. Simple building blocks that unlock lifelong success. When the world shut down, they stepped up, distributing over 25 million meals during the pandemic. Because when children go hungry, success means nothing, and Steph didn't stop at the sidelines. He used his voice for justice, for change, for truth, because silence wasn't an option. As a UN Foundation ambassador, Curry took his mission global, helping combat malaria, promoting access to health, and pushing for equity in every corner of the world. He's changed basketball forever, but off the court, he's changing lives, one meal, one book, one child at a time. From NBA checks to billion-dollar visions, Stephen Curry isn't just a player anymore. He's a brand, a boardroom presence, a businessman. With Game, his partnership with Under Armour wasn't just about shoes, it was a pivot point. In 2022, Curry inked a lifetime deal, one that could soar past $1 billion. It gave him his own brand within the company. The Curry brand, basketball, golf, youth sports, and a legacy in motion. But Steph didn't stop at sneakers. He launched Unanimous Media, a production company rooted in faith, family, and purpose. From sports docs to major film deals, he's now shaping stories off the court. Steph's investment playbook, forward thinking. Smart tech like Tonal, sustainable wellness with oxygen. Future-proof education through Guild, and yes, he even stepped into crypto and NFTs, investing in the Web3 future with a calm hand. He's got equity in Golf Tour, ownership in his sports teams, and a real estate empire that stretches from the Bay to Beverly Hills. Curry's net worth estimated at over $160 million. But with lifetime deals, investments, and ownerships in motion, he's fast-tracking toward the billionaire club, while others focused on the court. Steph focused on the future, a shooter, a storyteller, a CEO in sneakers. He didn't just play the game, he rewrote it. From playgrounds to pro arenas, they don't try to dunk anymore. They tried to shoot like Steph. Step backs, floaters, logo threes. He changed the blueprint. For everyone, he's the most prolific shooter the game has ever seen. The record books rewritten. The stats surreal. They said he couldn't carry a team. They said he couldn't win without KD. In 2022, he said nothing and let the tears speak. But his legacy doesn't stop at the arc. He's a cultural icon in pop culture, tech, fashion, media, and business. He's proof that you don't need to be loud to be legendary. He turned shooting into poetry. He turned doubt into dominance. And in doing so, he didn't just change the game, he redefined what greatness looks like. Stephen Curry's story isn't just about basketball. It's about belief, precision, and the quiet kind of power that echoes far beyond the arc. Before the crowds, before the cameras, it started here, just a boy, a ball, and a belief that no one else saw. Stephen Curry's story is still being written. One shot, one smile, one soul-stirring moment at a time. He wasn't supposed to be here. Too small, too skinny, too quiet, but he came anyway. And now, the game will never be the same. This is more than a legacy. It's a light, and it still shines far beyond the arc.